People keep asking me, should they summon on the Season 4 banner? And if I'm going to summon on the Season 4 banner, and if you're on Season 1, 2, or 3, this still might be good information for you because you're eventually going to get here and want to know what these heroes are like and whether you should summon here. This game is really based upon doing well on the Vortex boss, doing well with Chief challenges, and then doing extremely well with your 6 teams on the in-game boss. The dragon we fought, Mechatork, and then also that squid thing that we fought at the end of Season 3. All those things will elevate your account to do better at the end of the season, to get more scrolls, more sand core, so that you can buy more things from the in-game shop. Season 4 does not have any DPS heroes. No DPS exclusive heroes, sorry, that have their own artifacts. They do have 2 exclusive heroes. They're support heroes. And none of the heroes in Season 4 are going to make your Vortex team jump up. From whatever it is right now, they're not going to elevate that Vortex team. They're not going to have you... They could have you do more damage on a Chief challenge, but we're only doing 6 teams for the first like mid-month point to where we get that guaranteed legendary. And then we could do more teams going into Otherworld. But it's not worth it to summon on that Season 4 banner for the main reason that there are no exclusive DPS heroes. There's no Flora, there's no Ashe, there's no Lothair, no Rook in there. There's no heroes that are going to go and take you to a higher standing for the season. I just don't believe there are. There are some others, there's some support heroes that are okay. There's some PvP heroes that are pretty cool. But since there's no heroes like this, and because we're supposed to be having some festival event, this Oak event is supposed to be coming along, where we can pick an element to summon in, like fire, frost. You can just summon specifically in that element, and you'll only get heroes from it. So if I wanted to summon for fire, and I got lucky with the legendaries that I pull, and maybe one of those legendaries out of all these fire pops Flora or pops Ashe, now that would change my account. That would make my account so much stronger. Maybe I could do better throughout the season on Vortex. I could definitely do better Chief challenges and for sure do better at the in-game boss to bring up my ranking higher so I can get better rewards. Dungeons are cleared. I mean, if you've been playing up to Season 4, you've got a pretty good account. You've got a lot of heroes. Dungeons are not going to be difficult to do. Speed runs, once we get our elemental advantage maxed out and we get further in the season with good gear, that's going to be easy to do. What we need to focus on are the competitive nature of the game for most people. And even if you're not competitive and you don't really care about competing that much, you still want heroes that are going to do as much damage as possible. So let me know what you're going to do down below. What do you think about this? For me, I'm not going to summon. I'm going to wait till Season 5 if I have to. But I will save all my gold dice and I'll see if this event's going to happen. The Oak event, if that does happen and we're able to select an element like this, which they showed us already. We've seen all the material for this, so we know it's going to be like that. Then I'll come over here and I'll summon all my dice to try to get a legendary that's Lothair or try to get Rook. Now it's RNG. I could get nothing but Toll War. You don't know. Maybe I do, but that's fine. I'll take the risk of getting Toll War over and over if I have a chance to get Lothair and Rook. A much higher chance to get one of these two. Now, you might already have one of these and you want to go for a different exclusive, and I don't blame you. Go for a different exclusive. But to summon on the Season 4 banner when there's barely any good, amazing support like we had in Season 2, Season 3, there's really not any kind of... I mean, DPS, there's a few. There's a few good DPS legendaries, like maybe 1 or 2. There's really good epic ones, which we'll pick up the epics, we'll pick up the rares. It's just not really worth it. And I do want to know from you guys whether you think this is right or not. Let me know down below what you think. Are you going to wait for the Oak Festival event? And for me, even if that event doesn't happen, which I'm sure the event is going to happen, even if it doesn't, I would still rather save my dice for Season 5, or maybe I'll come over here and get bored and just want to summon, and I'll come over to one of these banners. I don't have Filto, and Filto is crazy. Amazing damage. I do have Lorenthel to go with it, a rally legendary, which is really important to have with Filto. I have Hubbard, I have Alton. I just don't have this guy, and this guy does top tier damage. So I would rather just spend my dice here and go after him then if I don't have an Oak Festival event to look forward to. But that event, it's still supposed to be happening, and once it does, that's great. I can save my dice for that, summon over here in Poison, And then after, I think it was like 180 summons, we got a legendary box. Now, it wasn't an exclusive. There's no exclusive legendary in there. It was just a random legendary out of all the elements. But still, there was an incentive there to do some summons. And that was just like the beta version of the event. Maybe when the event does come out, it's going to be even better. Maybe we don't have to summon as many dice to be able to get that guaranteed legendary. Kind of like when we start a new season and we summon 80 and we get a guaranteed legendary at 80. Probably going to be similar to that, I hope. But I'm saving. I'm not spending on season 4 at all. Well, I'm spending as far as getting dice, but I'm not going to use those dice on the season 4 banner with only season 4 heroes. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't and let me know your thoughts down below. I will see you all in a video soon. I feel like that none of these heroes are game changers that you have to go after because they're not exclusive damage dealers. What are we always looking for? We're looking for a way to increase our damage on the Vortex boss. We're looking for a way to increase our damage on Chief challenges or the in-game boss. As far as dungeons go, if you're in season 4, the way this game works, then you've played for a long time. You've got a pretty decent roster, no matter if you're free to play or not. So coming over here and fighting anything like Grave of Venom, Grave of Rot, all this stuff, it is way more beneficial for you to get a hero from prior seasons, especially an exclusive hero, than for you to get one of the heroes that they're putting out right now. Legendary heroes. There's a couple epics that are going to be really good and fun. We'll pick those up as we play. If we get a 99-cent selector deal, we could pick one up from that. I'm sure we'll get them along the way. Plus, you might do some summons for your scrolls. We're going to do a few summons from those scrolls. And I'll be able to get 2 guaranteed legendary heroes from the scrolls I'm getting. Anybody getting 20 scrolls, you'll be able to get 2 guaranteed. But I just don't see anything worth it. If there were DPS exclusive heroes in here, if they had Beldel, Hivitar, but they've got nothing like that. Nothing that's going to elevate the damage for your account, and that's what it's about. Everything else we can get through. No rooks this season? Well, I mean, yeah, not even like a half rook this season. There's none of that. There's 2 support exclusive. This guy's one of them, but it's not worth going after. Definitely not worth. I would rather pull Perk, even though this guy is not absolutely amazing because he needs overwhelm stacks. If this guy has overwhelm stacks, yes, this awesome damage. AoE single target damage on this guy, awesome, just like Ash. But Ash just needs burns, which he gets up himself, and other people. Like, there's a lot of people to apply burns. There's not a lot of people to keep applying electrocute to get his overwhelm up. His overwhelm stacks up is the problem with him. Still, though, I would rather pull him than any hero on the brand new season 4 banner. So what does that tell you? At least I know that in the future, once we have more heroes like the new one they just put out, like her, that can get up those overwhelm stacks for him, he's going to be awesome. Like crazy damage. Just like Ash's crazy damage over here. But it's way easier to get burns, 10 burn stacks up for him to blow up than it is to get these electrocute stacks. But still, even saying that, I would rather pull him right now than pull any legendary over here. It's just, there's some PvP ones that look cool. There's a few that are pretty good in PvE. There's some epics that are nice. There's some rares that are nice, but we'll pick those up. Legendary though, let's go down the list really quick and see what we have here. We've got a brand new, these 2 for burn. I like this guy a lot for burn. I haven't actually tested him out. I've seen some people test him. JR showed us a picture of him testing him out. Looks like that battle skill really does go off and he does great damage. This one I read over a couple days ago. I can't even remember now. Single target and just damage around itself. So even if that is good damage, it's not Ash damage. If I could go for Ash and then have the possibility to get one of these other ones, okay, I would do that. But they're not saying, hey, there's exclusive legend. They're not saying, hey, there's exclusive season 3 heroes along with these new heroes, unfortunately. And then I come over here to Frost. This guy, don't need him. I mean, you really don't need him. The epic does more damage than him. His survivability is cool with the heal, but not necessary for us to pick up. He's one of those guys that if you ever pick up, you're just like, nah, you might not ever play him, to be honest. He's not terrible, you just might not ever play him. I didn't actually test her out yet because she's very PvP oriented. That's it, just PvP. She'll go in and attack the person with the highest attack and then go in and stay on them. Maybe good for Faye Meander to go through there with backline jumpers if you get to a point to where you need to take out somebody in the back. Really just depends on your account because I just do a slow tank account for myself. Slow play it with powerful people like her. and make it through Fae. That's how I do it myself. But I have, when I wasn't as strong, I've done backline jumpers for some stages, but not worth to go after, right? Not on a banner when we know that another banner might come in the future for a festival banner that we can pick an actual element. We can pick all poison if we want to, and then I've got a shot of getting Rook or Lothair, which are two top tier damage dealers. Chief challenges, Vortex boss, in-game boss, speed runs in dungeons, speed runs everywhere. So no, I'm not going to summon on the Season 4 banner. Then we come over to this one. She is actually pretty cool. I like her, but still not worth chasing. For sure not worth chasing. This guy's okay. Situational, very situational. PvP, mostly PvP though. Can use him in PvE to knock back the attack by 30%. Still situational. Not anything you need to chase. And then we come down to, I didn't try her out, but she's Aura. Aura is just bad all around. The other two Aura legendaries are terrible, like Linkos. Diantha's decent, but still in the grand scheme of legendaries and dealing damage, Diantha's still not good, even though she's increasing Amon's damage, but you got to have the exclusive Amon, and even she is not great because she's Aura. So that's not going to do anything good for you if you pull her. If you pull him, I think it would be fun. I think this is probably one of the better heroes. Or if you pull the new Thunderbolt girl, which we're about to test out and see what kind of damage she can do. Again, it's not going to change your account. It's not going to elevate you on the Vortex boss. It's not going to blast you far ahead on in-game boss or chief challenges. But she might. She might help your one team. But look, we only do 6 teams for chief challenges. We've got plenty of teams. I don't need to, like, I'm not forced to go make a Thunderbolt team on a Chief Challenge. I'm not forced to make a Thunderbolt team out of my 6 teams for the in-game boss. And if I do make 15 teams like I did last season, I'm not forced to use Thunderbolt again for one of those 15 teams. It might be nice, but if I don't have it, it's just like, oh well, you know? No big deal. So no. I don't see myself summoning on that banner. I'm not going to. I mean, I'm really not going to summon on the Season 4 banner. There is a banner, though, that starts out right, like the very first banner. And I'm probably not going to, like, if we didn't know we were going to have a festival event, if we ever have a festival event, if we didn't know that there was this big event planned for such a long time to where we could summon on one element and get heroes just from that element, then I probably would come over here and summon right away for Filto, because Filto is very strong.